she has always misread social cues. So there could be a group of students who are sitting there laughing and talking, and she's positive they're talking about her, and she's ready to fight. You know, one of the best things that happened for her, honestly, she did get kicked out of her middle school, and so she got sent to a different middle school, and that middle school had the most amazing social worker and team lead and paraprofessionals and teachers that just really got her, you know, abandonment, anything. They just nurture the hell out of them. I mean, they just are so positive and praising, and they don't let them kids perpetuate negative self-statements. You know, they challenge them on them and say, but you know what? Look how you did this yesterday. And look how every time, you know, the sweetest thing, and the, you know, I don't know, they get it. It took me 3 years to get Dad to agree to put Ian in counseling. You know, 3 years of being consistent, you know, I'm there, he's seeing me bond with his son. I think he really also thought I was a great worker, you know, he enjoyed, you know, when I would do home visits, you know, like, we all got along great. Dad was very much of the mindset, you know, is you just get over something and you move on. You don't dwell on it, you don't dredge it up, you don't relive it, you don't hash it out in therapy, you just move on. You know. Ian sexually acted out again, you know, after 3 years. I said, this is it. This is honestly it. I told you that by ignoring this problem, it wasn't gonna go away, that by not addressing it, it wasn't just gonna go away. He acted out for a reason. We need to get to the bottom of that reason. We need to spend a lot of time talking about the losses he's had in his life. And, you know, he just showed us. It didn't go away. So then he's like, yeah, okay. So we started that process, and Ian worked very, very hard. They had to do lots of very tough introspective work. He did his group work, he did his homework. Dad participated in family sessions. They just, I mean, it just changed. It completely changed.
What changed?
The dynamics between the two of them, it was almost like this cloud was over them of everything they'd been through, all of these losses, you know, his own, you know, his mother, the niece, just everything, this sexual acting out, you know, it was just, I don't know. And then it was like they got it out, and physical guys, they were guys, and they would go up north to their cabin, and they'd four-wheel, and they'd snowmobile, and they'd, you know, fish, and they'd hunt, and they'd, you know, I mean, they'd just build motorcycles. No, but I'll never forget when Dad called me after they'd been up north one weekend. They'd done their whole thing, and, you know, whatever, and they were loading the gear up in the back of the pickup, and he said the tailgate was down, and Ian said, hey Dad, can we talk a minute? And he said, sure. So they sat on the back of the tailgate, and he said, I think we talked until the sun went down, and we were like, it's time to, you know, we gotta really get on the road, because he said, we just talked. And we talked about his mom, and we talked about his niece, and we talked about everything. And I was just like, that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's, you know, now I hope that's not the only conversation like that you have. I hope it's the first of many. They just kind of saw through therapy that it's okay to talk about feelings. It's okay to experience feelings. It's not, you know, you don't have to be a man and stuff your feelings and not express emotion, you know. Up until I closed him, I mean, he said that he worries what his life would turn out if I was never there. He worries that he would never be as close to his dad if I was never there. He worries that he wouldn't have been able to stop doing what he was doing if I wasn't there. I mean, he brought his girlfriend up here to meet me one time. That's the last time I saw him. And he said, "This is who I've been telling you about." And I'd been closed, a year by then. And he's like, "This is who I keep talking about. This is, and, he lost his mom at such a very, very young age. And it's like, you were there, weren't you at that screening?
Yeah.
And everyone cried.
I did.
And when the supervisor came back and she cried, telling me, and we said, "He needs a mom. This is going to Mary." Remember that?